everybody, welcome back to Nerdrant. This is another episode of Nerdrant where we're going to be nerds ranting, and I am JJ. That is my name.
And I'm Dr. Zombra.
Oh, no, I wasn't done yet. Just zip it. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I am JJ. That is my name. And I am also sometimes known as Junior Wolf. Now you can go. Now it's your turn.
All right, I'm Dr. Zombra, also known as Seth. Before we start, question, have you seen Wicked?
I have seen Wicked.
All right, do you want to know a fun fact about Wicked?
I probably already know it, but sure.
You know when they were defying gravity? They were doing a defying gravity. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. They were defying gravity at some point or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the sound for that was Fortnite skydiving. Like, it was straight up, like, in the tracks. Fortnite sounds.
Wait, are you dead serious?
Yes, apparently so.
Bruh, that's wild.
Another fun fact. Did you see that one movie? Let's see. Better Man?
The monkey one?
Or
no.
hear about it, not see it. Better Man.
Yeah, the monkey one.
About the monkey man?
Yeah.
So it had a $110 million budget, and Paramount has announced they are no longer going to be releasing the weekly office numbers for this movie. Mm-hmm. As an opening weekend, they made $1.9 million. So they didn't do too well.
They didn't promote it.
I mean, I saw it in theaters.
Bruh.
Like I saw a trailer for it like a year ago. Or something. I don't know.
Lovely.
Do you know what does do well? Do you know where you do make a lot of money? Clicker games!
Bro. Somebody needs to make a tier list of, like, your transitions into the episode topic, because I swear, most of them are bad. You've had some good ones, so, like, there is some A's in there, but most of them fall into, like, the E category.
Hey, that's better than F. That's better than F.
Sigh. Anyways, yeah, we're talking about mobile games. Not necessarily...
Mobile games, mostly clicker, but also, like, it will be guys, this is going to be one of the episodes where we're going to hit a lot of topics,
we're
probably.
About clicker games.
Huh?
The match games, merge games.
No, I said this week was clicker games, and part 3, which we were going to announce so they could anticipate, was going to be next week, which is going to be the lore video.
I researched for the other one. All right, cool, clicker game.
I was serious because I did not have time to research.
I did all the research because I thought you were joking. All right, no, I literally watched like 5 videos today. All right, clicker games. Let's go. Time to pull up some web pages because I was not prepared for this.
Okay. So either way we go, guys, we're gonna be confused for the next 2 weeks, probably. So it's gonna be two mobile games. So,
all right.
This doesn't explain our week. This is our week, okay? Okay. How you doing, Jintin, by the way?
I'm alright. No, I went back and listened today in preparation for, I guess, these 2 episodes, our old mobile games episode, and I have a feeling we're going to kind of rehash a lot of what we said there, because I don't know if you realize this, but like 20 minutes of that episode was on clicker games.
Oh. Yeah, I was planning on doing that for next week when we were actually going to be a little bit more serious. I figured this week we were going to mention some clicker games and then also joke about random stuff for 30 minutes. I don't know.
So this is literally just mobile games part 2 then.
Yeah, pretty much. And then next week was going to be part 3 of mobile games, the lore part. First game was money. Second episode was random stuff, and third part was lore.
Though, the first game wasn't even really money. Have you listened to that episode recently?
No. Like I said, I was going to do that for the following week.
Like, yeah, we went on about... Okay, so for anyone who hasn't listened to this episode, this was, I think, our first episode that wasn't about Fortnite on the podcast. We talked about...
No, Marvel. And then it was
we did Marvel and then mobile games. So this was our first non-planned topic on the podcast. we talked about mobile games, but like 20 minutes of it was clicker games, 20 minutes of it was battle passes, and 20 minutes of it was like Call of Duty mobile.
We were probably...
So like, it was actually a little bit of a strange episode.
Wait, was it? Oh, you know what? It was probably... the reason I can't find it is because it was probably one of the ones that you...
It was a remastered run, yeah. It was like pretty...
Because I'm like, Terraria is way down here. But no.
Yeah.
Guys, by the way, we will be doing Terraria, Minecraft, other things, but like we say multiple times, the problem with this podcast is we're just waiting for stuff to happen. Mm-hmm. So, like, we're waiting for, like, 2 years for 1.4.5 for Terraria.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an episode. Wait, speaking of which, when that happens, do we want to eventually do our Minecraft versus Terraria episode?
Oh, yeah!
That I said we were going to wait for the update that never dropped.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, this is behind the scenes of this podcast of the chaos.
Yeah.
That ensues 10 minutes before the podcast starts.
Usually.
Yeah. Some mobile games.
Mm-hmm. Clickers specifically.
Clicker games, mobile games, you know. So, let's start with, I'm the one that played more clicker games, because there's quite literally a solid 2 years of my childhood where all I played was clicker games.
Mm-hmm. I have played, I want to say, a grand total of 3 or 4 clicker games, and probably not as far as most people have.
Yeah.
Like, I've played Adventure Capitalist. I did not complete a lot of it. I pretty much got to the point where I think I got to, like, whatever, like, the 3rd planet or whatever it is you go to.
Okay, so there is only 3 planets.
Oh, okay. So well, I got to the 3rd
there's
planet.
Earth, Mars, and Moon. Well, technically, there's 2 planets and a moon, because a moon's not a planet, but... It's beside the point.
The 3rd location. I got there, and then I just kind of like fizzled out. And then I played Egg Inc. a lot. That was one that I played probably the farthest in.
I forgot about Egg Inc. I should hopefully have that downloaded, because I actually spent money on that game.
Yeah. No, that one
because I bought the pass
to
have extra silos.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I've played Tap Titans as well. I think Tap Titans 2 specifically is the way I played.
I have both of them downloaded. I went through and re-downloaded them so I can open them up and see what these games are. I've played all those games, but yeah, I've gone through. I think, like, obviously, Clicker Heroes as well, I've played a lot of, even on console, on PC. I've also played Cookie Clicker.
Mm-hmm.
I got pretty far in. Why is Face ID needed for Clicker Heroes?
Hey, can't have anybody playing on your account.
Nope, it's a pretty crazy account. Egg Inc, yeah, that's some crazy ones. But yeah, the way I used to play was I played one of 2 types of games. One, I went to the App Store and just saw, like, big free games, right? And a lot of them were clicker games for a while. Or 2, YouTube. I'll just be scrolling through YouTube. I'm like, that looks like a fun game, and I download it. And it'd be infested with ads.
Yeah, a lot of these had a lot of ads. What about on Roblox? Like, what are the clicker games specifically that you played on Roblox?
So that's also why I was thinking about this, is I want to mention Roblox a little bit, because Roblox I don't think has to... No, it definitely does now, but I feel like one reason why I like the clicker games, and because they're so similar to simulators and vice versa, I forget the order that I would have been playing these, but they're definitely very similar, like Mining Simulator, Pet Simulator with all these. You know, you slowly get better and you do the same thing over and over again until you get more and more money. There's definitely was a lot of clicker games, like straight up clicker games, but they're simulators. So you'd be getting pets to every time you click, you'd get more to the point where you're getting to like adventure capitalist numbers. And instead of having like trillion and quintillion, you'd have WW and XZ and V2 or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They had some weird numbers.
Yeah.
I hated it though because adventure capitalist numbers, how weird they are real numbers. Like you go quintillion, quadrillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nontillion, right? They are real numbers. The Roblox ones just go trillion, A, B, C, D. And I hated it.
Yeah, I mean, most people can't be bothered to code in all of these different words.
So they just... And then it went from Z to AA.
Yeah.
They're very lazy. Why does my finger asleep? I'm struggling over here. Anyway, yeah, I'm opening Roblox right now, just seeing if there's anything. Yeah, I never really played too much of those, but they definitely had very similar play styles. But if I open up Adventure Capitalist right now, I logged on earlier to check it out, and I haven't played in 52 minutes, and I've earned 43.321 Novem Sexagentillion.
You know, what's really funny is you did the exact same thing in our mobile games episode.
I know I did.
You opened it up and you were like, I haven't played in, I think it was like 2,000 hours or something like that.
Oh, yeah, it was probably a lot longer that time because I just logged in a little earlier.
And you were like, I made, and then struggled to pronounce whatever the word was.
Yeah, if I want to claim my angels, I have 31.1 duotrigentillion.
Dang, bro.
I'm pretty goated when it comes to Adventure Capitalist.
Yes.
Speaking of Adventure Capitalist,
the ladies, look at my Adventure Capitalist account.
Come at me, bro. So this account isn't actually that good because I used to play back in the day. When I play back in the day, JJ, I would break it. I would do the classic, let me go forward 100 years and then go back. And that does not work anymore. And in my opinion, when I beat Adventure Capitalist, it's when I can click the lemonade stand once and buy everything.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I can only get to like 7,000 of everything. Pretty poor to have 7,000 banks and oil rigs.
Sigh.
So speaking of Adventure Capitalist, did you know there's actually 2 other ones?
I did, yeah. I saw that they had kind of like expanded their brand.
Yeah. So you didn't play either of them then?
No.
Okay. One of them's Adventure Communist, which is fun. And I don't know what the other one is. I played it for a while and was not the same. My finger's full on asleep and it hurts.
Bruh.
I don't know what I did. Adventure Ages Ideal Clicker. And now they have Vacation Tycoon. I don't know what that one is. Should we play it live on Pod? Let's check out what their new game is.
Bruh.
I'm downloading right now. Yeah.
I didn't even bring my phone with me. I probably should have in retrospect.
Probably. What kind of progress do you have on these on your computer?
I mean, Shop Titans I played on my computer.
Yeah? Okay. I'm at least 16 years of age. I'm allowed to play. JJ, you can't play. You're a child. Sorry. You can't play their new game.
Bruh.
So, I don't know. Other clicker games. Oh, I guess that's another thing with like the Roblox stuff is, what's it called? Top Titans, right? That you played? They also have pets and stuff. How do you feel about stuff like that? Because like in terms of Roblox too, because I know you've played a few simulators. Obviously, again, not as much as me.
I like having those like. Here's the thing with a lot of the clicker games and simulators and stuff, they all have this like prestige feature, right? And that means basically sacrifice all your stuff and start over with additional benefits. I don't like earning up all of this different stuff if it amounts to you essentially having to give it up just to start over. So I like when they have things that kind of carry over through your prestiges. So, for example, if there's like pets or I know Adventure Capitalist, what is it? The angels that always carry over.
So that is what you do when you rebirth. So like you reset, you get more angels. That's why you would reset. So Adventure Capitalist has actually changed a lot. What I would say would carry over is there's actually like safes and other like bonuses you can get, and you can get outfits from doing events that can give you bonuses like, you know, make Earth 20% faster or make shrimp 30% more money. Yeah, and those will carry over no matter what.
It's those kinds of bonuses that I would prefer to earn in games like this, because starting over for a 1% benefit. I don't know. It's one of those grindy things that just doesn't seem as worth it to me, and that's the kind of thing that usually turns me off from the clicker games.
Yeah, that's why I like it, because I do like that grind. I will say, when games like Adventure Capitalist, and why you probably got stuck at the moon, is the moon is really hard at the beginning. Like, Mars, it's like a cent per upgrade for that first one, so like, now, like, everything's like at 100, except that's like 10,000. But for the moon, it is really expensive, but it gets really worthwhile if you grind enough and you get those angels and you get those bonuses, because the one upgrade, when you get to like the certain amount of upgrades, it's like times 888, and you do that every time. So that like really multiplies, right? And that goes with the angels too, right? So I said I had so much. Well, before I played, I had like 1%, like the hour ago when I played. I like already multiplied it by like 5,000%. But that profit per angel is also increased. Earlier it was 30 and now it's 32.1. And that just, just stacks and multiplies. And that's one reason why I like games like this. And I like having, like in simulators, having pets and trails and tools. Because you can just get crazy multipliers when you put everything together.
And I like actual like visual progress. So if I'm constantly resetting, that's kind of my problem.
That's fair too. Yeah, no, I definitely enjoy that in a lot of games on Roblox. Just having that carryover, and like you say, like visual too, right? Like being able to see like rebirth pickaxes or something like that in Mining Simulator, or just pets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Here's a random like side tidbit here. What about like idle games? Do those kind of count in the same category here? Because I know a lot of idle games have clicker elements. Like, what's a good example? Like, that one mining one that you always see ads for is like Idle Miner or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, whatever it is.
It's the same concept as Adventure Capitalist, where you are growing different like pieces on different areas, and you can prestige and start over, get benefits. It's just a little bit different because it's less focused on the clicking and more on the idle aspect, though the clicking is still heavily involved.
So I think that's a great question, because I was gonna say, like, I think Adventure Capitalist is more meant on the ideal, whereas Clicker Heroes is more based on tapping. But then I'm thinking about it, even in Clicker Heroes, you do less damage. Like, there is quite literally a like prestige like thing that you can upgrade that will multiply your damage significantly when you're not tapping, when you're AFK. So that is a good question, like if it's the same, because I will say a lot of these games, like I see, especially like the ones where it's like, hey, use this code, yada yada yada, and you get 1,000 draws, and it's like, those games don't entice me as much because there's so little gameplay that you can do while playing. like all the gameplay is not playing. Whereas at least in Venture Capitalist, like, there is a time right now where if I want to progress on Earth, like I said, with all those, the moment I claim my angels, I will have more. And I'm not talking like I'm going to have 2,000 angels instead of 1,000. I'm going to go from 1,000 to 1,000,000 to quintillion. And it multiplies really fast. So like there is a constant thing for me to do, like sell, upgrade. Whereas a lot of these ideal games, there isn't anything. Like, I just have to sit here and wait 5 hours before I can play, especially because they want you to come back and keep logging on.
I mean, when I search idle games, Adventure Capitalist does come up.
So that's what I mean. I do think that one is an ideal game versus something like Tap Titans or something, but I just think the way it works is there's just more to do, especially with the events. Actually, do you know what's crazy, JJ? Is there's a new feature in Adventure Capitalist.
They're still updating that game?
Yes, they are absolutely still updating it. There's a brand new feature. It's Fruit Ninja. You have to run a lemonade stand and you play Fruit Ninja, but if you get a pomegranate, it ruins the juice. But some of them might ask for watermelon or cherry or blueberry, so you got to get in a certain amount. I bet you can get extra coins to buy volts to get extra bonuses.
How innovative.
It's not exactly mind-boggling, but like they're still up. They're running the events every few days, too. By the way, I did get top 1 in an event one time. Global. And that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I do think this one's different. But a lot of Ideal games, I've never been a fan of.
Dude, Idle.
Yeah. Ideal. It's ideal.
Ideal is a very different word.
Idle.
Sigh.
Beer. That's what I have to say.
Guys, Seth has a speech impairment.
I do. You know I went to speech class, right?
Yes, and clearly you still need it.
But it was for my R's. I said them like a W.
Bruh.
Weed. That's all I would say, read. I struggled.
Bruh.
I don't know what this episode is. Anything else you want to talk about? Because like I said, I figured we'd just like talk a little bit and just kind of goof off. Just a chill week. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Any other big things you want to talk about other than mobile?
We should probably
Big things
talk
that
about
happened this week?
the like in-app purchases within these games. Because some of them are much worse than others. Like, I've seen a good few clickers that don't really have that many in-app purchases.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like whatever currency they have, you can buy. But
Yeah,
then
like,
I've
they
seen
do
some
have
that
it,
are like,
but it's not
buy
in
an
your
instant
face.
1,000 clicks or whatever. And it's like, okay, but I can
Roblox.
just click.
Like all the Roblox simulators. I think that's one of the hardest parts, and I'm kind of excited for Fortnite to get an economy like that, where you can buy stuff in maps so you can earn more money. But I'm also really scared, because if we look at like the discovery and how they moderate that, I'm really scared we're gonna get maps where it's like, hey, if you spend 1,000 V-Bucks, you can get a gold scar. And I'm like, I'm really scared about that, because you know that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some games are definitely worse than others. Like Adventure Capitalist. There is a lot of microtransactions, but at the same time, there's not. And I feel like the difference is it's if it's in your face or not. They give you the option to watch an ad or spend money with gold, which you can buy with real life money, to double. So say that you claim your angels, right? You do your rebirth, you can get 20 or 30% more for an ad or gold. When you log on after a while, you can double it. But you can also just click no, right? Whereas a lot of these games, like especially the generic ones that I would watch from like YouTube ads, if you click no, you're still watching the ad.
Yeah.
Like you are watching that ad, you click no, and then you click no again, you're going to pull up another ad to click no for that ad. Some of them are abysmal.
Can we talk
Which,
about
like-
that for a second? Do you remember the day where you just pressed 1X and the ad went away?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so we watch the video ad, then we can skip the video ad, then it brings up the splash screen ad, and then you press X on the splash screen ad, and then it brings up the page for the...
Or it brings up the App Store, right?
Yeah, like the App Store ad, and
it's
then
a
you have
download.
to get out of that, and then you come back to the game, and finally you're out of the ad, and he's like, okay, well now what?
And then one round later, you're doing it again.
Exactly.
Like, whatever you're doing. Like, some of them are... Which, I do gotta admit, like, does suck. But at the same time, it's kind of brilliant. Because you gotta realize how much money these guys are probably making. Like, it is such easy money with games like clicker games. That's another reason why I want to kind of talk about clicker games. And we can kind of talk about it next week with merger games. But you gotta wait till next week for that. It's gonna be the same thing, but slightly different. I feel like, especially, again, Roblox simulators and Fortnite too, a lot of these games, it's so copy-paste. Like, I feel like a lot of the clicker games are very similar, especially the idle games.
Yeah.
Whereas, I feel like we just have a few clicker games like Cookie Clicker, Adventure Capitalist, Tap Heroes, and Clicker Heroes. Like, those are the big ones that really stand out. And it feels like a lot of the other ones are very copy-paste. The reason I like them is because I always like that beginning aspect. Even in Minecraft, right? Like, I like getting my iron gear first. And I think that's why I went through and I played so many. I didn't get to the point where I did like an Adventure Capitalist where I fully beat it and I really played it. But I would play the beginning. I'd play for a good 5, 6, 10 hours. And then I get a new game. Same with simulators. Like, I get like 10 rebirths. I'm like top, especially when they're new, right? They're a brand new game. I come out, I absolutely destroy it, especially as a free-to-play player. Like, I was always like top of the game as a free-to-play player. and then a new simulator come out, and I would never touch it again. And then I'd like fall out of it, just because I like that beginning aspect. But like they're making money, right? Like it, because you don't have to. I feel like Roblox is a little different in terms of they still have to put a little bit of work into it because it's 3D, and like especially now with pets being such a big thing, they have to design it. But I don't know if you've seen the amount of times there's controversy with pets in Roblox.
Yeah.
With the just straight copy pasting from bigger creators. But I mean, hey, if it makes money,
it does indeed.
I can't like it like it sucks because like these people are probably like 1, 2, 3-person development teams. A lot of these simulators or clicker games, and like that's such an easy cash grab. Like, could we really fault them for all the ads that we get pushed in our face when they're making
that kind of money? The real problem
money?
is it's a corrupt industry, and so it's hard
to tell
and that's the
who
problem. Is corrupt and who is just trying to actually make some money with what they have.
I think that's the problem. Is like I don't think these people are necessarily to blame. It's just the system that they've been given, and like sometimes they abuse it. But they're also just using it. Like, they're using it by using it. They're not really doing anything that wrong. Like, I do not think these people that do the ads, like these clicker games, I don't think they're coding in to have to make you click X 7 times.
Wow.
Because, like, I mean, they could, but with how similar they are, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, you know, one of these developer, like publisher type of things that like, hey, you give us the money, you know, like we work through them, especially with the App Store being a lot harder than the Google Play Store. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of like publisher to put these out. Because they're very similar, or a lot of them have like some kind of Chinese or some kind of Asian language name, so I don't even know what they are. So it could be like the same type of thing. So it's like they're probably the ones that are pushing those ads so hard, and the people kind of like give them the right to do that. The actual creator of the game. I don't know. That's complete speculation, but I do agree. I do think it's more just it's a really hard and corrupt business model because it's so much. Actually, I saw something the other day that the person that made pop-up ads actually fully regrets it, and he's so sorry. Because again, like, it's the same thing with, like, a lot of this stuff, like YouTube, just general social media. The intent's not bad. Pop-up ads, when you think about it, are they really that bad? No. But then we abuse them, and then we've, like, seen how far it's gone. But back in the day, like, just having a little ad on the side of your email, it's like, hey, buy a new table or something. Like, is that really? But now we have, you know, they're listening to us, and they play directly for you with cookies and all your internet data and stuff, so... That's a little bad. It's taken the extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, because I don't know about you, just in general on mobile games, I definitely haven't been playing as much.
Just it's weird.
Especially compared to the last one.
You know how YouTube has kind of had eras of, like, what content is most popular? I feel like mobile games have gone through a similar thing. I so wish I had my phone with me right now because I could look at Google Play, but I feel like they've gone through something similar as well. Like, for a while, tower defense was, like, the most popular thing. That's when balloons took off. That's when you saw, like, a bunch...
Like, quick side note, Balloon Tower Defense 6 is free on the Epic Games mobile store now or soon.
I believe if you already own it on PC from when they had it for free, you have it on the mobile store. I'm pretty sure, because I went on and it said install and not get.
That.
Yeah, do that. Anyways, what was I saying?
Tower defense.
Oh yeah. Like, there was a good 3-year period, I'd say, where tower defense was like the most popular thing that I saw on there, and then it, you know, became clicker games. You had your simulators, you had tycoon games. The only one that I don't think has ever had its own, like, good era was, like, story games, like narrative driven experiences, as opposed to, like, those short, like, bite-sized kind of games.
I think it's because that's just not what people want. When you're playing a mobile game, you want that quick and easy, or those, like, you know, you come back later. You can't really come back from a story game and get more story. Like, not really the type of thing. Or a reason like Call of Duty Mobile has done so well is because they're quick matches, like the score limit's slower, so you can beat it in 5 minutes. So you pull it out while you're waiting in line at the grocery store or something, or like fast food, and you play a quick Call of Duty match. There you go. I'm not gonna sit there waiting for my McDonald's Big Mac or something and be trying to get through a chapter of a story game.
Yeah. I think the era that we're kind of in right now is, and I know this doesn't technically like count, but like anime games, like that very like Japanese kind of 3D anime art style, and it's unclear like
Genshin.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of like Genshin.
Yeah.
Obviously
games
not
like
to the
Genshin.
scale of
Not
Genshin.
Genshin.
But like,
no. But like, you know, I've seen so many like right now, based on your last download, Zenless Zero or Zone Zero, we have Infinite Nikki.
Yeah, like games like that where it's like very, very similar art styles, similar themings. They all have
Honkai
different
Star Rail
kinds
was
of
a big one.
gameplay, but like they're all that very same thing. And I think that's the era we're in, because that's what I've been getting ads for when I go onto Google Play. That's all it recommends. So I think that's kind of where we're sitting right now.
Not even that, but like Go-Go Muffin. I don't know if you've heard of that one. What?
Go-Go Muffin?
Yeah, Go-Go Muffin. I don't know why it's called that. I don't the muffin is like a chupa. I don't know. It's weird, but it's not 3D like those, but it just has that anime art style. It's like very vibey, chill. Like I don't know if you remember Cat Soup.
Yeah.
It's not like that, but like the ads I've seen are it's very chill like that. Like it gives me the vibe of that. Or Capybara Go.
Yeah.
There's definitely some goofy ones, but yeah, like those are definitely a lot of the games I've been seeing ads for that kind of pop off. Another type of game I feel like I've been seeing a lot of is just like Archerio. Do you remember Archerio?
Archero, yeah.
Archero. Wasn't it .io at first?
No.
Or what? No. Okay. Well, did you see 2 came out?
I did. I've been playing
2? I have not played 2, but I did play a lot of 1. And I feel like that's another type of thing I've seen a lot of. Like, you gotta collect, like, defeat the waves of zombies around you or something like that.
I'd call that, like, an arcade-style game, because it's, like, very match-centric. Go in and see how far you can get. You lose, you get stronger.
Like Snake.io, like, those types of games. But
things where, like, losing is part of the game.
You just play rounds. Roguelike, right? Like, is that not like a roguelike?
Is that what that is?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, that has definitely been popular. I think that was an era. I don't know if that was as long.
I don't think that's right now,
but
that definitely was, and I saw a lot of that like earlier last year, like late in like 2023.
Yeah.
Another random game that's like popped off is the Pokemon one, the trading card game.
I feel like that's just because it's
like
Pokemon,
a
though.
side off. Oh, it's absolutely just because it's Pokemon. But like I've seen so many people talk about it, like in different servers I'm in, like they're talking about the Pokemon they're collecting. Like just everyone's like logging in daily to collect, and I think that's like it's just a cool concept, right? And like it's brilliant by Pokemon too. It's like, hey, everybody wants this, but they can't go out and get it. So let's give them an option for free. But also, if you want to buy more, you can give us your money.
Have you played it?
A little bit.
Yeah, I did too. I'm like level 28 or something.
Oh yeah, no, I logged on like when it first started, and I haven't logged on since.
Yeah, I've almost.
I think I opened a grand
my
total of 6
Pokedex.
packs. I think I've opened a grand total of 6 packs.
It's actually pretty addictive.
No, it absolutely is. And I think that's the same thing like Fortnite does it with their free skins for like Winterfest and stuff and their free little mini passes. Because once you get one skin, now you want to buy a second skin. Now you need the battle pass. Then you need this and that, right? So it's the same thing here. Like, hey, you get a pack. Oh, this is like they probably guarantee you a pretty cool card out of your very first like free packs.
Yeah.
Because now you want more. And now you want more. And then you want to get them all. And now here you are logging in every day, which is giving them ad time, play time, or you're spending money to speed it up.
I don't think they run ads. I don't think I've ever seen an ad on there.
No? Oh.
No.
Like I said, I have like It's 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever encountered an ad on there. I think it's just the money from in-app purchases.
Can you shorten it? Can you shorten, like, wait time with Ad Watch?
No. There's, like, no option for ad at all.
Okay, Pokemon. You're not complete crap. Good job. That's a first. Yeah, I'm a grand total of level 2.
Can I just say it's funny that they call it the trading card game and trading isn't even a feature yet?
Not yet. Keyword yet. We're waiting on that. Just, you know, let's talk about that real quick, JJ. You know, because unless you have like another 20 minutes of mobile game stuff to talk about, the game that I've been waiting for might not exist.
Yeah, that's funny. So, okay, context. Seth has been waiting for this game. We've talked about it on multiple episodes so far. It's called Subliminal. And obviously, it's a cool sounding game. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen something for it because it's been in the works for 4+ years. Kind of crazy. It was birthed from the internet era of like the subliminal stuff, like the back rooms and that kind of like creepy, like eerily close to reality kind of stuff. And it's supposed to be like the super high graphics, like level based, run from the monsters, explore the cool areas kind of game on all consoles. And it was supposed to release about 12 times now. Apparently. All of which come from different sources, the official Instagram, official Twitter, official Patreon, and official announcements.
And Discord in there. I don't know if you said
and Discord. Yep, that too. All of these things are saying different things about its release date and what are fact and what is false. It's to the point where people are even questioning if this game actually exists or not. Because apparently it's being developed by one guy. But then apparently he got a team, but apparently it's still the one guy, even though he has a team. Apparently,
so one specific,
2 years ago, he had 7 out of 8 levels done, and apparently now he's down to 2 levels done?
After he bumped it up to wanting 20, but then it's a max of 8, but he already had the 7, so we need to make 1 more mission, but he actually went down to only having 2 missions because he combined some of the missions. Obviously. So
yeah, this game might not exist.
No, because the person that we watched, like, there's a video that JJ sent me, and he pretty much did like a whole like video essay on this. It sounds like there is a demo. Like, he played it. He signed an NDA, so he can't talk about it, but he did play it. But it seems like they pulled a hightail and they switched engines. But it's one guy, so who knows what's actually happening?
Maybe they switched engines. This is all alleged,
maybe, yeah.
According to one of the possibly untrustworthy sources that is supposed to be official.
So, it seems like something's happening. They did something in the past. Right now, we're not too sure.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of bummer, because I was excited.
Most anticipated game for the next 5 years. Let's go.
So, yeah, now we might have to wait till 2030 for Hytale, GTA 6, and Subliminal. Woohoo. 2030 is going to be popping off.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Oh, and Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
And, what else? I don't know. Probably something else in there. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I'm really bummed about that, actually. Like, that sucks. So it seems like like I said, it does seem like something's happening in the background, but it's just there is no certainty on a timeline at all right now. Like, at all. Another random thing is JJ, did you buy the X Defiant Founders Pack, like the highest tier?
I did, yeah.
We should be getting a refund here soon. I thought about that, and it said by 8 weeks, which would be...
How much money was that?
$70.
$70? I could pre-order Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Let's go. I feel that. Okay, so that they said if you don't have it by the 28th, email them. So it should be here within the next couple days. And I'm excited because the 28th is also the new Call of Duty season. So I will be taking my X Defiant money and I will be buying the Black Cell version of the Call of Duty Battle Pass.
Bruh.
it will be going straight to Call of Duty, their competitor, because, sorry, Call of Duty is still fun to me.
Yeah, womp womp.
Yeah. It really sucks. Just a quick side thing, because I was talking with some people, because they said, like, XDefiant should come back. That's why I saw that. I'm like, it's not going to happen. I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? My refund's supposed to happen eventually. Because they want it to come back, and it's like, it's not going to come back. And I think what really sucks is we're seeing someone like Mark, who really was open and passionate, still letting us down. And I don't think it was necessarily in a malicious way compared to some people, but he just promised too much. It really sucks because we have somebody that's open and wants what we want, but then we also have people that don't know what we want and talks about stuff that we don't want. Like
it feels like another case of they announced things way too early. Like if they had kept this game cooking for another 2-3 years, like after their release time that actually happened, then they could have had all of this content that's currently in the game. For anyone who's still playing, they have all the way up to season 4 worth of content in the game. If they had launched,
like 8 seasons.
Yeah, but if they had launched with this much content, it would have been a great game. And then they could have worked forward from there and improving things and adding new features. The problem is they released the game bare bones. Like the gameplay was good. But some of the like actual technical side was a little finicky, and it just didn't have enough stuff for players to do.
There's no prestige. There's no like proper challenges. There wasn't a camo until season 2. There wasn't like mastery camo, and like especially the challenges. I remember leading up to the game, and they said that the developer said there was going to be barracks challenges, like the calling cards in Call of Duty. The developer said they were going to be there, and there was nothing.
Yeah. So it's like they had some great ideas and they seem like such a great team, but they just didn't have the capacity to give us all of the stuff that they needed to actually make a game that could stand up to a game like Call of Duty.
Yeah. It realistically, like what we have now is what it should have launched with. Like the game finally feels complete with the content it has. And they just waited too long. But like you said, it was also a small team, so just like they couldn't really do anything.
It's not their fault that this game
it's really not.
They are great developers. They've made a great game here, and they had some great concepts. I love the like different Ubisoft games crossing over. That's such a great idea. The problem is they just didn't have the manpower to make it happen in an amount of time and as flawlessly as it needed to in order to compete with Call of Duty.
And I also just think there are some other things that they, like, realistically should have taken some priority. Like, they had the maps. We probably should have got an extra map or 2 each season. I think what sucks is something that I asked about. Not I, but, like, I saw people talk about is wanting to put our mastery camos on our skins, like our bundle skins and stuff. And they said they would have to completely redo it. They should have done that from the beginning. Because that's how Call of Duty does it. Like, any, like, cool Mastercraft I get, I can throw any camo over top of that. But for XDefiant, it's a separate thing. And they would have to redo it. Obviously, at this point after launch, they can't do that. But if they would have just done that from the beginning, like, there's just some things that, like, fundamentally should have happened before the game launch.
Yeah.
And sadly, we are at a point where that is just not happening anymore. Because the game is gone. Anyway, we're going to do a whole other episode on XDefiant when it comes closer to its sunset date, which is in a few months. So if you guys can play it, if you've already played it, but if you've never played it, you can no longer download it.
Yep.
Sucks to be you.
Womp womp.
Yeah, I just want to mention that, refunds are coming out, so make sure you keep an eye on that. If you either purchased something recently, obviously not recently anymore, because that would have been like 2 months ago. But if you purchased something like, I think November onward, or if you bought that Founders Pack, the highest tier, because it promised you 4 seasons of DLC, and we did not even get 4 seasons, so you get a refund.
Yep.
Which is still nice. Like that is still a great thing, and I wish more games would do that. Speaking of your Assassin's Creed, though, I did see a new trailer dropped or something.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I've seen a lot more. No, I don't.
It was the story trailer, so it actually gives a little bit of like the characters and what's going to be happening in the game. I saw a lot of people were saying if the game had been revealed with this trailer instead of the other one, the hype would have been a lot higher. Like,
yeah, I've seen a lot more promise with this trailer. My problem is they're not going to be able to do anything for me. because I am still kind of excited. But unless they can completely undo all the mistrust I have within the company themselves, they're not going to build up any more hype. I'm just waiting till the game launches to actually see how it is.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm too trusting, because like they definitely did for me thus far with the previews that went out, and like the actual YouTubers that didn't get paid to say this. It's not like unconditional stuff. They are giving honest opinions on I think it was like 7 hours of the game they were allowed to play, and they were allowed to do whatever they wanted in that 7 hours. They could go try and find bugs. They could play the story. They could do side quests. People are saying that it is like actually great. Like it is the best combination of all of the Assassin's Creed games thus far. It hasn't been buggy aside from the obvious open world bugs that most open world games have. Like they haven't been falling through the floor or like rocketing across the nation or anything like that. Just like the standard open world, like this object that I broke is clipping into the staircase, you know?
The classic Fortnite ammo box that is defying gravity, right?
Yeah, that kind of stuff, which, you know, makes sense. You gotta expect that's
I'm not going to fault anyone for that, because, like, in a game, especially open world setting, you cannot get every little object in perfect place.
And even
like,
the people who are, like,
synced.
upset about the whole cultural, like, there's African-American, not shinobi, what's the word? Samurai, thank you, yeah. I knew the word, I just couldn't think of it. An African-American samurai. People were pissed about that when it came out, because, like, we wanted a Japanese game, why are you giving us this crap? Even those people are like, okay, I see what they're doing here, this is actually really cool.
And this was the one I was excited about, too, and like you just said, it really brings a lot of them together, because there's two play styles. You can either play the Shadow Ninja or the like run and gun samurai, right? Like there's two different playstyles that you can run through the story with.
Yeah.
So
I will say, random detail too, it's pretty cool to see they added a canon mode. So it's for any of like the super true fans who want to know exactly how the story went. It removes all dialogue choices and goes with the canon, like what the character said in this scenario, and it chooses the characters for you to play as in the missions that it matters. Because for some missions, you get to choose which character you want to play as.
But one of them is just a fun side story versus like the actual canon, which will go into a sequel game or whatever they're going to decide to do.
Yeah, so it removes those choices and gives you the canon option every time, which is really cool to see.
That's actually like a really cool feature. I'm just going through Twitter to see if there's anything important. I just saw Night at Museum X Fortnite cassette.
Oh my god.
Love that. Peak movie.
Yeah.
Peak movie. But yeah, no. So like until the game comes out, I am excited. The hype didn't really die out. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna spend money. I'm not gonna pre-order it because it's not just Ubisoft. It's just pre-orders in general. I feel like are such a risky thing unless you know for a fact you're gonna play the game regardless. Like even if Call of Duty struggled at launch, I was gonna eventually play Black Ops 6, right? So like it made sense for me to pre-order, especially with the beta and stuff. But for that game, I'm not gonna get it like a month early. And it's a story game, right? So I don't care too much about other stuff. I'm not gonna buy a deluxe edition. So it's just like I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, you kind of called me out there because I am absolutely the person to buy the deluxe edition. I know, play it early. I'm probably gonna pre-order
playing early is fine, like 3 days, but like unless you're getting a month, like I said, like the beta, right? Like that was a big reason why I'd buy like an early beta a month or two ahead of time. But like,
Seth, I can wait the first Stories DLC for free if you pre-order it.
I'm also just not a huge fan of like having story DLCs. Like I think having some extra gameplay, like I think because both what's it called, Witcher 3 and God of War Ragnarok have massive DLCs or great DLCs, and they're free. If it is important to the story, I shouldn't have to spend more money to finish my story. I should spend the money and get a beginning and end.
I mean, that's not a DLC, though. Like, I don't like calling that a DLC, because in reality, it's not. It's just an update. Like, it's just an update so that they finish their story. That's not a DLC.
But do you have to spend money on it?
No, that's not a DLC, though. Like, a DLC is something that is separate from the game that you could purchase separately or download separately.
Don't you?
What do you mean, don't you? Like for God of War Ragnarok, is that something that you have to download separately? No, it's just part of the game. So it's just a content drop.
For God of War you do.
You download it separately from the game?
Yeah, it's a separate thing because it's a whole separate mode. It's a separate tab. It's completely separate.
So you can play it, like you can play the game without having any of that content in the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, it is a separate character. Like, it's Kratos, but it's a completely separate storyline. For Witcher 3, there's different options. You can either play with the DLC, you can play the DLCs individually, or play with all of them, or without. Like, it's a bunch of different options.
Wait, the Witcher 3's DLC wasn't free.
Wasn't it?
Now it's just included in the game because it's like Skyrim where it came out with like a bunch of different editions. Yeah.
Because it's old.
Yeah, I was about to say, no, that DLC was like a premium DLC.
Yeah. No, it is free now, but it's also for the price point because I'm able to get all of that and still pay without a sale for $40.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas how much is Shadows and how much will the DLC probably cost?
Yeah, we have a couple more minutes here. Let's talk about that for a second. Shadows is going to release for $70, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Base price $70, which is insane. We already talked before about how GTA, whatever number...
might be 80, 100,
is going to be, possibly $100, which is base price for a base game. Which is crazy. Like, why are games this expensive? I get that you have to pay people, but in today's day and age, people are either going to pay the $12 for the subscription and binge play it in a month, or...
like, they complete the campaign or something from Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or something.
Yeah, or, like, you borrow it for a friend or pirate it. Like, my brother literally pirates all of his games. Like, literally, he's like, I am not going to pay a company this much money just so that I can experience this game. If I choose to support them after because I liked it, then that's great. But, like, I'm not going to pay $70 to try something and possibly not like it.
Here's a company, I don't know if you've heard in a while, that I still see ads for on YouTube. Gamefly. I saw an ad for Gamefly. I'm still seeing ads. They're still kicking.
Dude,
you should try that.
I don't get why... I don't know if you remember this, but Blockbuster had video games.
Yeah.
Like, you could rent video games from Blockbuster and play them all the way through and bring them back when you're done. And at the end, you might have racked up $20 worth of, like, dues for you to pay when you bring it back. Like, that's not bad at all, and you got to play the entire game. Sure, you don't own it. I mean,
that's depending on how long you play. You shouldn't have any late fees. You shouldn't have any fees other than just getting it.
Exactly. So, like... I don't see why we can't go back to doing that again. Like, why are there no video game rental places? Like, GameStop should start that.
Digital. We talked about this before. Just look at how many consoles, like Xbox is having more consoles, or another thing I saw was something about the Switch with all that stuff coming out, and they were saying, like, how you look at the numbers, there's like 26 million Xbox S and X. So unless half of those are the X, which I'm guessing they're not, because a lot of people bought Xbox because it was cheaper, and they're buying the cheaper one, which is digital. Same with the Slim, right? Like, just PlayStation 5 and Nintendo. Like, everything's not physical anymore. And if you are, you're probably buying or pre-ordering that. Like, just the day of trading your games and giving my...
Like, put it on a USB drive. Rent the USB drive.
No! You're not renting through USB drives. Yo, JJ, I'm giving you my flash drive. Who knows what's on it? Virus. You have too much trust in people. That's what you have. I'm not gonna plug in a random USB somebody gives me, even if I know them.
Well, if it's okay, but if it's like a rental company, they're gonna be screening these every time they get them back.
Yeah. But it's also like the amount of money, because that's another reason why I feel like digital is becoming the main thing, because then these companies are gonna have to spend how much money to get the copies, get the license to keep it, get the cases, make sure they're in neat condition, or if they pull a GameStop used, make sure they print out them labels, the white pieces of paper with the text on it, and then like it's just not worth it.
I guess.
Especially with the subscriptions. Like, especially for Xbox, like, what is that really a thing that's going to happen on Xbox when you have Game Pass? PlayStation, I can see a little bit more, but PlayStation still have PlayStation Plus, like, Premium, like, you still have Classic and all that kind of stuff. So, I just don't think it's worth it for them. Sadly, like, I do wish that was a thing, but it's just practically and just not a market that is going to be profitable. Because GameStop's already probably struggling, like, realistically.
Oh, yeah. Of all the places, GameStop would be the one to struggle.
Rest in peace, GameStop.
Yeah.
Remember when they broke the stock market?
Oh, yeah.
Iconic.
No, I'm genuinely surprised they're still around. They had a really big turnaround. Like,
they did.
Did you go to GameStop much before, like, 2020?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to GameStop for, like, a decade.
Don't say that like you're, like... I'm stupid for not knowing that, bro. I didn't really know you before 2020.
But you also know, like, I was the one that, like, did stuff before you. Like, I had consoles.
You played Terraria on your iPod.
I had a PS3. I was playing those classic games. I had a PS4. I played Call of Duty since BO4,
I didn't know if you got them from
which is
Walmart
2018. Like, I was current since 2018. Like, current gen.
Okay. Jeez. Okay, so
how dare you?
GameStop.
I am your
Cool.
elder.
Great. I don't know if you remember then. GameStop didn't used to have half the stuff that it sells now. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
they were mostly games and they had like console stuff, but now they're like they have
Collectible.
trading card games and they have collectibles and they
Punk-
have
Funko
merch.
figures, merch,
Yeah.
just all that random stuff. T-shirts, lots of T-shirts.
Yeah, which it
Lot more
was really
t-shirts.
good that they kind of turned that around because they desperately needed like a secondary selling point other than just the physical games because obviously that market was dying.
Yeah, it is. But do you know what's funny that I don't hear too many problems with? Just press play.
I think that's a local thing, Seth. I don't
Is it
think
just
that's across the nation. I think that's pretty local.
But I think even not just that though. But I just general like I haven't because I've seen other stores like Just Press Play, like retro stores.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've
Yeah,
seen them in
there's-
other places in other states. Like it
A lot
might
of
be their
used
own
video
local.
game stores, they definitely... The one up by where Jaden lives, that one is a very special one because they don't really have shelves. I mean, they have shelves, but you can't see them because he bought every video game that was brought to him. And now he has literally, like, I kid you not, stacks of games up to the ceiling all the way lining this thin walkway, and you can just look through them. And there's, like, rows upon rows. So, like, stuff like that, you don't really see a whole lot in these, like, big, like, chain stores. So there's always going to be a market for those. People are always going to go there, you know, sit down and just comb through the hundreds and hundreds of games that are there.
Yeah, no, I enjoy going to the Just Press Play because I was next to the old Giant I was working at. And just seeing like the figures, PS3 games, PS4 games, PS5 games, even like old Switch games, DS games. They had old consoles. They even have vinyl and stuff. So like I definitely do think there's a market for it. And that's what I think GameStop needs to get into a little bit more. Like make each store a little bit more localized.
Yeah.
And I think they would succeed as a company a lot more.
Anyways, we're kind of at the end here.
Yeah, two more things. One, are you going to play the Doom game? Doom's coming out soon.
I might try it. It'll
soon,
be on Game
but-
Pass, so.
Yeah. Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Cool. And, you know, like I said, I'm going to play in 3 days, new Call of Duty season. We're probably going to talk about that eventually. Did you see some of the stuff for it?
I saw the stuff you sent me.
Okay. So Tomb's looking pretty cool. What do you think of the Black Cell?
Not as cool as the last one.
No?
No,
We'll have
I
to
like
see,
the last one
because it
better.
all depends on if there's the animations and stuff. Because I don't think that the last one looked much different than this one when it comes to their picture.
I mean,
It all
the
depends on,
color
like-
is definitely pretty similar, but I will say, like, the armor and designs and stuff are pretty different.
Yeah. And then, there's something else, the Call of Duty. Oh, yeah, so some of the maps we got. So, do you remember Hijacked? It was the ship.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get something like that that's smaller. So it's gonna be one of the 2v2 ones. But another one that I'm really excited about is it's gonna be a bullet train, but it's gonna be inside.
Ooh, that's cool.
I don't know if it's gonna move, but even if it's stationary, that's gonna be a really tight map, and that's gonna be a very fun strike map. And I'm gonna be grinding it. We have 10 seconds. JJ, I'm Dr. Zombra, and you are. I already said your name.
Jellybean.
Make sure you click your games. Okay, bye.